All right. Part one, the first part of The Wife of a King by Jack London, where we are set up with Cal Galbraith, who comes down with an illness, gets nursed by the Sisters of the Holy Cross, and meets a young woman, probably girl, Madeline, who is a native girl, half native, half white girl, who's been taken on by the sisters. Because father got eaten by a grizzly and the mother also tried something and ended up dying. So an orphan. He meets her, decides, this is the woman for me, finds an uncle, plies him, buys her. There's basically this whole thing of, you're buying people. It's like, well, it's kind of dowry dudes. So, it's barbaric buying of people. It's like, but I mean, it's not like sounds like Madeline has much of a choice in the matter. He buys her as a wife, and everything's fine for a good while. She's a good wife. He seems to be a fairly good husband in this. They have kids. But we have the kind of further development of the North where we have, there hadn't been any white women. Suddenly there are white women. They're probably prostitutes. And then there's another wave where it actually is probably more socially acceptable white women. And as this happens, native wives get pushed further and further back until it's like you should be divorcing them. Cal actually resists this. But then as years go by, he does get a hankering for his own kind. And there's also where he isn't the hot spot anymore. So he wants to go off to the hot spot. And so he says, I'm going to go off to the hot spot. I'll be back in 3 months. And he does not come back in 3 months and continues to be away. And he's continuing to pay all the money for Madeleine, but she's like, something's going on. So eventually she straps her kid to a sleigh and drags herself along, at which point she hasn't made it all the way there, but she's made it to the Malamute kid's cabin. Again, the Malamute kid comes into the story. Him and what is it? Yeah, so he's Stanley Prince, the young mining expert, is also called, as was Jack Harrington, the violin. The same night, Bettles, who owed a great debt to the Malamute kid for the whole duel thing, we know from a different story, harnessed up Cal Galbraith's dogs, lashed Galbraith Jr. to the sled, and slipped away in the dark for Stewart River. So apparently to go and probably, the Malamute kid, he's like, I'm going to teach Cal Galbraith a lesson here. He's got his measure. He knew a hasty thing. He was minded to teach a great lesson and bring shame upon the man. So, yeah, I think it's one of these, like, you're going to give up your native wife. You're going to cheat on your native wife with, sounds like he's taken up with, he's heard of stories without needing delay, Madeline heard strange tales of Galbraith's doings, also of a certain Greek dancer who played with men as children did with bubbles. This is what provokes her finally to go and find Cal, with Cal Jr. Strapped securely, lashed to the sled. That's part one so far.